I teach creative writing through Hamline University. I'm part of their NFA program. I teach mostly adults who are interested in writing for children and young adults. In the context of that program, this question has come up again and again. Can you write somebody who is very different from you? You know, and as a writer, I know how hard it is to write. I know the kind of fear that a blank page inspires in you. So as the teacher of writers, I am loath to add any sort of fear on top of whatever it is my students are already feeling. I would never say that a writer can't write a specific kind of character. In fact, in a lot of ways, I think our job as writers is to go outside of our own skin, to understand and express the experiences of characters who are not us, right? But at the same time, I understand the concerns that are prevalent in the current conversation about writing diversely. I think in a lot of ways, in American books, we have a legacy of books that have been poorly written, or books that have not been, like stories that have not been approached with the right reverence and with the right respect. What I tell my students is that if you want to write the experience of somebody who is very different from you, you have to do it with humility and with homework. You have to be willing to do the research, right? And you also have to be willing to maybe include insiders in your process, whether they're editors or beta readers, or if you're doing a comic, an illustrator, somebody who can give you feedback. You know, I think as a writer, if you're approaching it with humility and homework, if I were teaching you, like if you were part of the program, if you were one of my students, I would tell you to go for it. Now, I do think there's another question there, though, and that is, you know, when you look at the American literary landscape, there are some troubling statistics. You know, the vast majority of books that feature African American characters are not written by African American writers. The same is true with Asian and Asian American characters, and that's kind of a funky thing. You know, that's kind of a funky thing. I think a lot of the passion around this particular topic comes from those statistics, and that's not a burden I would put on the writer. Again, I know the fear that a writer has to face just to get their story down on paper. That's a question that I would ask publishers and other gatekeepers to address. You know, like if the vast majority of books that talk about a particular life experience are written by writers that have not actually lived that life experience, I think there's something awry. You know, I think there's something awry. We need more writers, or we need more writers to be visible. I actually think the writers are there, but I don't think they're necessarily visible. I don't think they're necessarily connected to the channels that they need to be connected to.